Hey folks, Nathan here from the Star Wars Timeline Gold, Star Wars Beyond the Films, and the Star Wars Reports Rebels Roundtable, bringing you a look at another Fantasy Flight Games Imperial Assault item. This is the new expansion, Return to Hoth. It is a boxed expansion, which means it's going to have a whole lot of new goodies, based around the idea that the Rebels have already fled Hoth after the Battle of Hoth and the Empire Strikes Back, and this is a new campaign bringing them back. Cool stuff. Let's see what's inside. Normally I would just point out that there is a rulebook, but I wanted to show you what's inside this one here. Aside from the component list and a breakdown of what's actually with this expansion, and there is an expansion icon on the map pieces. I want to point out that it gives some new expansion rules, referring to tile types, forest, desert, snow, interior, habitat, keyword, the recon tokens that you'll see in a moment, and more about class cards and skirmish attachments, etc., including neutral deployment cards, which again you'll see momentarily. You then now have rules for 4-player skirmishes, whether it's free-for-all or team battle, pretty cool, and some clarifications on rules from previous materials. Then you get into the meat of the actual Return to Hoth campaign. Grim tidings arrive for the rebellion. Their base upon the surface of Hoth has been discovered. Led by the fearsome Darth Vader, the Empire launches a massive assault upon rebel forces on the ice planet, ready to crush them once and for all. Barely able to withstand the onslaught, the rebellion scrambles to evacuate the frigid world and escape the clutches of the Empire once again. As transports and fighters frantically prepare their departure, a few brave rebel soldiers risk their lives against hopeless odds to buy them precious seconds. So you're starting on Hoth, and it'll kind of cycle back around. Battle of Hoth is actually where this starts. Lots of cool new missions. A whole new campaign, which of course also means you need another campaign log there on the back. Lots of bits and pieces to look at here, so let's get started with the first big batch. First off here, we have a grand total of 37 new map tiles that range from those very small ones we're used to freaking gigantic, representing new styles of landscape, such as snow-covered areas. So lots and lots of those. Enjoy finding storage for all of them. We then have, of course, our ID tokens. We have the 13s and 14s here, of course, with the corresponding stickers. We have 4 condition cards. Those are the weakened card. You flip that sucker open, or over, weakened. And we have 5 condition tokens there for weakened. We have 6 damage tokens for a value of 5 and 8 for a value of 1. 13 strain tokens, you don't really care about those, do you? What's new? 2 recon tokens used with one of our new hero characters. A couple of Imperial class decks we'll take a look at momentarily. We have 3 new heroes this time around, each of which of course gets its own regular deployment card, hero sheet, and class deck. We start here with Verena Talos. Kind of hard to see here, but we have a woman here essentially firing very much like the pose on her card there. Then we have, she's a human. Then we have the deadly marksman Loku Kanoloa, Amon Calamari or Amon Kala. And then we have, oddly enough, a droid character, the Loyal Medic MHD-19. Right, based on the 2-1B type model here. For what it's worth, by the way, Verena Talos is Cunning Operative. So I did say it for all the other ones here. Then, of course, we have some other deployment cards. Got some odd ones here. Now, these are both targeting computer. I flipped this one to show you a new back. This is a neutral deployment card. Yep, neutral, either side. Getting into our many, many little miniatures here. We have the SC-2M repulsor tank, which is just elite. Pretty cool here. You actually have to put it together. You put the pad and the rest of the main part of the vehicle together. You put both guns onto it, and you put the little driver inside it. So it does come in pieces. Pretty cool looking, though. We have the HK Assassin droid. 2 for each. Snow Troopers. 3 for each. Of course, regular and elite versions. Wampa. And then we got got some that don't have miniatures. They've got tokens, so yes, the rest of this wave is going to be giving you miniatures and some extra cards for each of these. We have General Soren, Echo Base Trooper with 2 troopers, Dengar, and Leia Organa, of course with a campaign version there on the left and a skirmish version there on the right, and of course a proof of purchase. Lots and lots of new pieces here, but oh, we are definitely not done. And of course we have our class decks here, so let's start with MHD 19. MHD 19 has 9 cards: Combat Override, Back to Radiator, Adrenal Vapor, Miracle Worker, Fuel Injection, Field Surgeon, Improper Procedure, Back to Injector, and then Sidearm Blaster. Then for Loku Kanaloa, 9 again: Mon Cala Special Forces, Coordinated Attack, Study of Enemies, Scout's Guidance, Spectrum Scanner, Overwatch, Combat Spotter, Scouting Report, and All-Weather Rifle. And then finally, for the Rebels at least, for Verena Talos, 10 this time: Combat Mastery, Master Operative, Improvised Cover, Point Blank Shot, Student of Battle, Katara Maneuver, Create Opening, Combat Momentum, and 2 weapons: Fighting Knife and Military Blaster. For the Imperials, we have the Armored Onslaught, that's the ones with the ATSTs on the back. Explosive Munitions, Armor Core, Automated Repairs, Explosive Entry, Heavy Firepower, Mortar, Reactive Armor, Power to Shields, and Rapid Dominance. Then for the Precision Training, which is Snow Troopers on the back, we have Single-Minded, Find the Weakness, Assassins, Exacting Strike, Versatile Attack, Knowledge of Attack, Sharpshooters, Pinpoint Accuracy, and Strike Force. We have new command cards: Size Advantage, Survival Instincts, Negation, Overcharged Weapons, Harsh Environment, Set a Trap, Miracle Worker, Master Operative, and Coordinated Attack. Alright, then we have our various rewards: Constant Advantage, Resurgence, Systems Upgrade, Iron Hand, Battle Vision, Supply Disruption, Networks Restored, Weary from Toil, Invigorated by Success, Distractions, and Strategy Executed. Note these, in many cases, are listed as either a boon or a bane. Alright, then we have our supply cards: Power Generator, Weapons Cache, Grappling Hook, and Artificial Stimulants. We have our item cards: 3 of each tier. Tier 1, Underbarrel HH4, Vibroknife, and DDC Defender. Tier 2, Cybernetic Arm, Stun Baton, Environment Hazard Suit. And Tier 3, Concussion Grenades, Vibro Generator, and Valken 38 Carbine. How about some mission-related stuff now, what do you say? Let's start over here to my left. We start with some new skirmish missions. We have Blood on the Snow and Battle for Hoth on the Hoth Battlefield map. We have Safe and Sound and Rapid Adaptation on the Echo Base map. Those can be found on a separate skirmish map sheet. There's Echo Base. Flip it over. There's Hoth Battlefield. Of course, then we have our agenda cards that come in 3s. This is the Natural Warfare set. We have Exposed to the Elements, Unchained, and Bestial Fury. Then the Defensive Tactics set, we have Enhanced Armor, Personal Shield Generators, and Counter-Strike. We then have 3 new side missions: Know Your Enemy on Corellia, Constant Vigilance on Mon Aaron, and Preventive Measures on Trahar. Then we have our new campaign missions: White Noise, Homefront, Return to Echo Base, One Step Behind, Rescue Ops, The Last Line, Disaster, and Our Last Hope. And new for this expansion, we have a thing called Threat Missions that are playable only for the campaign: Escape from Cloud City on Bespin, Survival of the Fittest on Hoth, The Hard Way on Org Mantell, and Scouring the Homestead on the Outskirts. Lots of cool new missions here. It adds up, according to the promotional materials here, it adds up basically to 16 new campaign missions, and of course, 4 new skirmish missions, just from the Return to Hoth base set. So there you have it, a quick look at Return to Hoth. Now this package is $60 retail. You can get it at Miniature Market and other places for actually more around $40 to $45. Price point wise, that means this is $40 cheaper than the original core set, which of course you need to be able to play. It is also, again, at retail at $60, $20 more than the $40 Twin Shadows expansion set. Personally, I feel like we get more out of this set, so I think the price point is probably worthwhile, especially if you can get it for the $40 to $45 at places that are discounting them right now. And keep in mind, this does mean that to get all 3 of the main expansions, or the core set and the 2 main expansions, Return to Hoth and Twin Shadows, you are looking at $200 retail, so look for some bargains.